What's good, everybody? Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10, it says that fearing God is the beginning of wisdom. Fearing God is the beginning of wisdom. So that means if you ever want to consider yourself wise, or you want to be a wise person, the first thing you need to do is fear God. That's the most important thing when it comes to any type of wisdom on this earth. It says fearing God is the beginning of wisdom. You can't consider yourself wise at all. You can't consider yourself having no type of wisdom if you don't fear God. If we look around, think about how many people don't fear God. Look at the way the world is right now. How many people actually respect God on this earth? Like, he's not respected. He's not feared. I know people who then caught this virus and posting videos, in the bed, sick, looking like they might not even make it, and still cussing and going off and just doing all kind of, like, man, if I was in their position, if I was somewhere hospitalized with COVID or hospitalized with anything, man, the first thing I'm going to be trying to do, man, the only thing I'm going to be trying to do is make peace with God. You got people that's going to go down fussing and cussing and screaming and hollering and going off, and that's not fearing God, man. When you fear God, when you really are afraid of something, you're not gonna play with something that you afraid of. Like, you're not gonna play with matches. You're not gonna tell your child to go play with matches, because they could burn your house down. You're not gonna stick your finger in a socket because you can shock yourself to death or whatever. If you're afraid of something, you're not gonna play with it. But people, we play with God all the time. We'll know something ain't right and we still do it. We'll know that this is not what God wants and we'll still do it. Because so many of us don't really have the fear of God inside of. You know what everybody's afraid of? Man, everybody's afraid of the coronavirus. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm scared of that bad boy too. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say because I got God on my side, I'm not afraid. No, man, I get afraid all the time. But every time I do, I get to praying. I go get in God's presence, and then that fear goes away, And then when it come back again, I gotta repeat the process. Usually every time I see something on the news, or every time somebody call me and tell me something, that fear come back over me again. And I got to go pray it off. But through all that, I fear God more. So that's why when I make a decision, my decision is going to be based off of God. If I decide, I'm not going to take the vaccine, or I decide, I'm going to take it, my decision is going to be based off my conversation with God. Whatever I decide or have decided to do, that's, he's going to be the main part of that decision making process, because I fear him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fear God. I'm scared to play with him. I tell my wife all the time, even though it sounds bad, it sounds really bad what I'm about to say, is that I tell my wife, you ain't got to worry about me cheating on you because I'm afraid of God. If I didn't fear God, man, I'll be committing so much adultery right now. I mean, because that's what I used to do. My wife and I, before we got divorced, I used to be a huge adulterer, and eventually she divorced me. When she divorced me, I had already found God But she came back to me when she found God. And you know, we both had to do some changing. But like I tell her, you know, because, you know, if you a wife and you'd have been through all that, where you'd have had a husband that cheated on you so many times, them thoughts are going to pop up in your mind. Fear going to pop up in your mind and have you thinking, oh, he might be out there doing that again because of what all I put her through. Just like fear comes over me sometimes. And I'll think, man, he should go with this again. Or, you know, whatever she used to do that bothers me, that stuff will pop back in my head sometimes. But I let her know, you ain't got to worry about that no more, because I have a relationship with God now. And I'm afraid of him. So that's why I won't do certain things. And not to say that I'm perfect, not to say that temptation ain't real, but it's just certain things. The battle is not as hard when you fight temptation. Let me say that. I think I said that wrong. The battle is not as hard when you avoid temptation. See, when you got to fight temptation, that's what makes it harder. But when you just try to avoid temptation altogether, then your battle becomes a lot easier. So instead of me, you know, putting myself in a position where I might do this or that, I try to stay away from those type of situations, you know, because I fear God. Now, I'm gonna give y'all an example, and I'm gonna end it because I don't want to just keep talking. But right now, I'm dealing with a situation in my life, and I'm about to have to contend with someone. I got to go against someone, and God had already showed me that this person is gonna fall before me. That this person is going to lose because this person is a liar, and then lies is going to be their downfall. Now, I don't want to, you know, put my business out there because, you know, because of the other person, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to respect their privacy, and I'm not going to say all that, but I'm just saying I'm about to contend with somebody, and God had already showed me that I'm going to win because this person's lies is going to be their downfall. And I know this person, and this person, I've known this person for about 20 years, and all they do is lie. You got compulsive liars and you got pathological liars, but we're not going to get into the psychology lesson today. The point is, it amazes me how people don't fear God. See, I can't just lie, because the Bible say all liars going to have their place in the lake of fire. And I believe that. So what we need to do to counteract all this foolishness, this lack of fear of God, we don't know how much time we got left. We so busy worried about coronavirus and all this and that. We so busy worried about when the world coming to the end and what the signs is, and worried about the mark of the beast and all this stuff. You know, everybody's mind is in a different place right now. Me and one of my homeboys and his wife was talking today. All we need to focus on right now is how we treat people. All we need to focus on is living for God. The Bible says, if you confess and believe, you shall be saved. Now, when you believe, that's faith. And the Bible says faith without works is dead. So confessing, believing, and how you live is all we need to be worried about right now. Confess, believe, and live. That's all we need to be focused on. Let's start focusing on how we treat each other. Let's start focusing on how we treat our children, you know, because Corona might not take you out, man. You might die tomorrow from a car accident or something. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, some of us, you know, some people end up paralyzed. Like, we don't know what we got left in this life. So why not focus on trying to make it better and start doing the things that God wants us to do? Like, there's anybody who listened to my video, if it's only 2 of y'all that listen, man, let's start focusing on what we can do to please God. You know, just daily, you know, just one day, you know, one thing at a time. What can I do today to please God? One thing. Then the next day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 2. You know what I mean? Just let's start establishing that type of relationship, because that's really all that matters in the long run, you know? We need to start putting our minds on God and stop focusing on this world, stop focusing on these diseases, stop focusing on these politics, stop focusing on all the negativity that's been in the world since day one and that's still going to be here after you gone. We're not going to be able to change the world. Now, I'm going to say one more thing that I realized myself a long time ago. I got into, I went to go pick up a pizza one night, and little dude came in there, and he saw the little chick going to grab his pizzas that was ready, so he just like jumped right in front of me and was like, man, you know, let me get that right there, let me get that right there. And she went on ahead and rung his order up or whatever. And after she did that, he left, she looked at me like, I don't like the way he jumped in front of you like that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, you work here and you saw him doing it. You ain't say, well, let me get this customer first, nothing like that. That's what I'm thinking. But I ain't say nothing. But I realized that night, because a part of me wanted to say something to him. But I realized that night, this world is filled with fools. This world is filled with fools. You understand that? This world is filled with fools. Foolish people. This world is filled with it. If you try to deal with every single fool that cross your path, eventually you become the fool yourself. Why would you spend your life fighting fools? So at some point, you become the fool if you keep letting certain people get you out your element and tripping on certain people and just, you know, just following this chain of foolishness that goes down in the world. Man, I swear, sometimes I just sit back and look at the world and I be like, golly, why are these people so stupid? I hate to say it like that, y'all. I mean, I don't hate to say it like that, but I hate to sound condescending or like I think I'm better than anybody. But it's just, if you just sit back and look at the world and it's just like, why are they so stupid? Like, I don't understand how people do the things they do. You know, how people get mad about the things they get mad about. We get mad at each other for foolishness. You get mad at people about what they voting for. You get mad at people about what they choosing to put in their body. Like, why are we mad at each other about foolishness when we all should be mad at the devil? That's your enemy. That is your enemy. We don't battle against flesh and blood. Your enemy is the devil. He hates you. He want to see you die. He's the source of all evil. Everything that's going wrong, every time there's a problem, man, I'm not going to say everything is blamed on the devil, because it's not. But that's your enemy. That's your enemy. Not the people of this world, because we all human. Somewhere you can trace it back to where somebody went wrong. You got so many people that choose to be evil. Again, they don't fear God. But let them do them. Let them do them. We mad at people behind things that aren't even evil. That's the kind of stuff we waste our time on, when we all need to be worried about God and focused on God and fearing Him. Man, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm sorry. My last two videos I done went over 10 minutes. Now I'm sorry. I don't want to hold y'all no longer. But let's put our focus on God, y'all. Let's try to put our focus on God. Please, please, please. If any way I can help, let me know. Love y'all. Be blessed. Be watchful.